128 pounds. Here we go. Oh! Yo, this is Nathan Schmidt with Earl Owen Company. Today we're gonna start a new series. We're calling it the Stress Test Series, where we push our products to the limit. And we're gonna start with bed covers. We've got the Undercover UltraFlex. Let's check it out. A good bed cover should keep your gear safe and dry, and Undercover states that all weather protection is available when this cover is in the closed position, which leads us to our first test, the car wash test. Before we run through the car wash, let's open this up and show you how dry it is, and then we'll compare that to after we go through the car wash. As you can see, it's nice and dry. We got the GoPro strapped up, so let's get through there and check it out. Now we've taken this bed cover through the car wash, let's open it up and see the results. We're gonna give it a rating from 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. So let's check it out. Okay, an initial glance from right after opening the bed, I'm not seeing any water that could have leaked from the bed cover. I'm seeing some at the bottom of the sill where the tailgate meets the bed. Overall, initial glance, it looks really nice and dry. So let's go ahead and flip the bed cover back and see what the front side looks like. All right, fairly dry. I'm not seeing any water. I am seeing a little water on the sill here, but nothing that fell through onto the bed. So let's go ahead and open the next panel. Not seeing any more water here. Looks fairly clean and dry. All right, after opening the last panel, on the right side, there's quite a bit of water. And on the left side, it's not really much water at all. So the only spot I really got some water was up towards the cab on the right side, which is right here. There might have been a little leakage right here. They do offer some seal tape that you put across the front here to keep that sealed. I did put that on there when I installed it, but it looks like it still allowed some water to get through. Overall, I'd say about 90% of the bed is dry. We did get a little water in. It wasn't perfect, but overall it did its job. So that's the conclusion of our first test, the car wash test. The purpose of this test is to see how dry the Undercover UltraFlex bed cover keeps the interior of the bed. I'm gonna give this a rating of 4 out of 5. Let's move on to the next test. We're here at the hardware store today for test number 2, the hauling test. We're gonna put the Undercover UltraFlex to work and see how you can utilize it while hauling longer items that stick out the bed of your truck and bulkier items such as a washer, a dryer, or a fridge. Let's check it out. The Undercover UltraFlex is perfect for hauling longer items in the bed of your truck because you can flip it back 2 panels and lock it into place, slide your items in while they're still hanging off the tailgate, and have plenty of room to haul multiple items. On top of that, you can flip it all the way back up against the bulkhead, lock it into place, and have full bed access for heavier, bulkier items such as a fridge, a washer, or a dryer. So that concludes test number 2, the hauling portion of this test. I'm gonna give the Undercover UltraFlex a rating of 5 for hauling. We're on the rooftop of Earl Owen Company, 30 feet up for test number 3. We're gonna do the drop test. We're gonna mimic hail by throwing nuts and bolts on the Undercover UltraFlex bed cover to see how it holds up. So let's make it hail. was fun. 30 feet up. We dropped all those nuts and bolts on here to mimic hail. And that concludes test number 3, the drop test. It did its toll on this bed cover. I'm gonna rate this bed cover at a 3. And now for the 5th and final test, the grand finale, the weight test. We have a 328-pound front bumper for ranch hand that we're gonna drop on this Undercover UltraFlex and see how it holds up. So let's drop it like it's hot. £328, here we go. See how it holds up. All right. It's holding it pretty good. Sitting there, we got a little flex in the bed cover, but overall it's still holding strong with 328 pounds on it. And that concludes test number 4, the weight test. This Undercover UltraFlex is pretty impressive. It's holding up 328 pounds right now, and it just has a minor flex. I'm gonna give it a rating of 4. And that concludes our stress test on this Undercover UltraFlex. In this series, we put it up to 4 different tests. The first test was the water test where we took this bed cover through a car wash. We gave it a rating of 4 because it had a little water that came into the front of the bed cover. The second test was the hauling test where we hauled a piece of plywood, which was perfect with this bed cover because you can fold 2 panels back and lock it in place, which was great. We hauled a bulkier item such as an appliance, a fridge or a washer or dryer, and to mimic that we had a big box that we strapped into here. This bed cover was perfect for hauling bulkier items because you can flip the cover all the way back and lock it in the upright position. So we gave that a rating of 5. The next test was our drop test where we mimicked hail. We dropped nuts and bolts from 30 feet up, and we gave that a rating of 3 because there was a few dings and dents in the bed cover, but overall it was pretty strong. And our last test was the weight test where we put 328 pounds of weight on this bed cover with the tailgate down, and it held strong. We still gave that a rating of 4 because it did have a little flex. We give the Undercover UltraFlex an overall rating of 4. Remember to smash that like button, and if it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button and tune in every Friday for new product spotlights, installations, and stress tests like this. Overall, the Undercover UltraFlex the Undercover Ultra is great. I give it an overall rating of 5. That was 10, but and that could right when I went to talk. We're gonna drop on this Undercover UltraFlex to see how it holds up. So let's take a something. So let's drop it like it's hot. The Undercover UltraFlex withstood 328 pounds. It is no puny bed cover, man. It can do it, yeah. And tune in every Friday for new product spotlights, installations, and I cannot remember this